On your best behavior. On your best behavior. Need you to be. On your best behavior. On your best behavior. On your best behavior. We need you to be.
We are here for our weekly podcast, BOYBB.
Yep.
Be on your best behavior. we always giggle because there's all these inner workings in the background, but then when they say go, then it's like, hello everyone. That's why we're giggling. So anyway, today what are we talking about, Kay?
Leadership. I believe we told them that's what we were talking about this podcast number 9.
Yeah.
So we're talking about leadership, skills of a great leader.
Ooh. I would say Kay can give a good discussion on that because I'll give it to her. My sister is a good leader.
I'm trying.
I'm just trying to get some brownies for you.
Yeah.
No.
She asked me for some money last night.
Don't be telling everybody. No, I'm just...
No, but let's give them the definition. Now, this definition is the definition given out of the encyclopedia, not out of our minds.
Some of them is out of our mind.
So, leadership is the action of leading a group of people or an organization. So that's what leadership is. So some people have good leadership skills. Some people have medium.
And some don't.
Some people have medium leadership skill, but I think all of us are learning how to be good and great leaders.
Yes. I am learning to become a good leader.
I'm learning too. I'm probably maybe about 80% there. No. Okay, so let's start talking about 6 leadership skills.
All right, so one very important leadership skill is communication. So I feel like that's kind of like the most important thing, because if you don't communicate as a leader, then most likely you are not a leader.
So one of the most important skills of a leader is the ability to communicate effectively. And so, like she said, that is a big step. That is a big thing in leadership, is communication. Now, everyone knows that our parents is from the South, and we have our country accent, but we still try to communicate to our staff what we want done, how we want things done, time frames and things of that nature, because that is a big thing. Was trying to communicate effectively.
Yes.
What's needed to be done about your business or about the position that the person is doing.
Right, and just to keep the lines of communication open. Also, things like us having a work chat. I'm communicating with employees on a daily basis, especially during the pandemic. So I've been trying to just stay in touch with them. Also reaching out to them to say, are you okay? You know, so you have to be able to communicate with each other, with us being in leadership, and also communicate with employees.
Yeah. So a little bit more, I would say, direct things of communicating effectively. A good leader communicates effectively by thinking about who they're communicating with and adapting accordingly. A leader needs to be especially adept at communicating because their job is so dependent on inspiring people with their words and actions. Using your words effectively leads directly to better results.
Yeah.
That couldn't have said it better.
Right. You do have to adapt, because you can't speak to people you are leading in the same shape, form, or fashion. You have to adapt to that person. You have to get to know your people and be able to communicate them. Because something that I may say to, I'll give an example, my residential manager, I can't really say the same thing the same way to my manager of a home. You know, because they're two different people, they're doing two different jobs, even though it might be the same message, but at some point, sometimes you have to relay things differently. Ooh, we just some bad communicators. Not just playing.
No, we're good communicators, just bad pronunciation.
Right.
That country accent just overwhelms us
But
sometimes.
you know what? Okay, that leads into our second point. Awareness.
Yes.
We are aware. Okay, we are aware that our family is country. We are aware that we tend to say things, you know, not professional or politically correct or whatever you want to call it. We are aware of that. So you know what we did? We hired somebody who is a very, very good public communicator, and we use that person a lot.
Yeah. So it also relates into awareness of how your business is moving forward, or if there's things that are not working. You have to be aware of that. You also you have to be aware of your experiences, aware of how much knowledge that you have in this particular business setting. So that awareness plays into that too.
Right. It does. I just thought that was funny. So the next point is honesty and integrity. So when you're dealing with people in business, when you're a leader, people have to be able to trust you, because I'm not going to let someone that I don't trust lead me. If you're telling someone, you know, hey, this bridge is very sturdy, come follow me across this bridge. But every bridge you've taken me to, we fell down and got bit by crocodiles. Guess what? I'm not going to trust you because you don't have it.
You are on one today.
So you have to be honest. You have to have integrity. The people that follow you have to be able to trust you.
Okay.
So when you say something, they have to know, hey, when Kay tells me things, it's the truth.
I can believe it's going to happen.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, trustworthy. First and foremost, a good leader needs to be able to build trust in their people and throughout the organization. Trust is their character as well as in their vision. If your people don't trust or are skeptical about your vision, they're not going to put in the effort needed to make it a reality.
Yes.
And so that's the thing. Remember, we talked about that on one podcast about having people buy into your vision. So if the person trusts you, of course they will be able to buy into your vision.
Yes, exactly. And people are more prone to follow you into unknown territory if they trust you.
Okay.
All right.
Next
So,
one.
Well, that leads into relationship building. You have to build a relationship with the people that are following you. I'm saying following because we're talking about leadership. To be a leader, you have to have people to follow you. If you're by yourself, you're not leading anybody. So let's just get that straight.
Yep.
If you're out there alone, you're not a leader. You're just
what was our word that we used last week?
solopreneur.
No, hobby.
Oh, hobbypreneur. Yeah,
you're probably a hobbypreneur.
In order to be a leader, there has to be somebody behind you following. So that's why I keep saying following. So you have to build a relationship. You have to have relationship building skills in order to do that. If you're the type of person where you're like, I can do this by myself, I can do everything, I can do everybody's job. If you're doing that, there's nobody following you. Therefore, you're not a leader. And you're probably leading yourself, you're sabotaging yourself. So that is a good trait to have, is to be able to build relationships.
And building relationships also in business goes outside of your business. You have to know how to build relationships with other leaders, with other business streams, You need to know how to build a relationship like that, because that will help you move your business forward.
Yeah. And even in this pandemic and social distancing and, you know, not being able to meet with people face to face, we have continually, continue to build relationships with people. On Zoom, we did a Zoom from, I think, both of our bedrooms one day and was able to build relationships with an intimate group of people and didn't even leave our homes. So you have to, be able to find ways to build relationships even in times like this. And then every point that we're making is like rolling right into the next point, because it's also innovation. Like I said, we use Zoom. You have to be innovative. You have to come up with new ways and new ideas in order to be a leader. You can't always stay in the same position. So with me and Kay and our consulting, there were appointments that we had to cancel due to the pandemic and not being able, to have group meetings. But in that innovation, we set up Zoom meetings and we did Zooms from the comfort of our homes and was still able to generate money just by, completing a couple of Zooms. Yep. So you have to have that innovation. You have to continue to push forward and build your business if you're a leader.
So innovation, I always like to give a definition. So innovation, the process of translating an idea or invention into a good service that creates value. So I'm going to share with you one of the things that before the pandemic started that I was working on for innovating the company, innovating our nonprofit. Yeah. So I have a product which is vitamins, and I know it's not a new idea because I'm not trying to recreate the wheel, but I know that I am a type of person that I don't like taking pills, so I like gummies. So my vitamins are gummies. So I have melatonin, which is a good sleep aid. It's a natural sleep aid. So if you're taking Ambien or something that may cause addiction, then start taking melatonin. 5 milligrams of melatonin will help you sleep good at night. I have biotin. It's another product. It's good for skin, nails, and hair. And people say, well, why did you choose biotin? Well, you know something? Our skin is the largest organ of our body. So it protects all the other organs. So think about that. It's the largest organ of your body. So that's one reason why I chose to start with biotin. And then my last one is vitamin D3. I think the reason why I picked this, because I'm always thinking about my people. And D3 is a precursor. A low D3 or deficiency D3 is a precursor to cancer. And I think a lot of people of minority don't know that. And so that's why I chose D3. So these are 3 vitamins that I started my vitamin,
Vitamin line.
My vitamin line. There we go. So I do have vitamin D that's coming. Vitamin 3C that's coming. And also magnesium. But because of the pandemic, stuff just slowed down.
Yeah. So, and it's slowed, but it hasn't stopped anything.
That's right.
So you just have to be innovative, and you have to create different streams, because like she said, our nonprofit, even though the pandemic has slowed things down, we still have to find ways to generate our funds for our business, our basic business, which is Best Care Behavior Homes, our consulting, which is Best Care Consulting, and also our nonprofit. We have to continue to generate funds for that because we still have people that have needs.
Yes, because right now, our biggest thing that we're doing right now with our nonprofit, we're passing out hygiene bags. Because we know people that are coming out of prison because they're letting people out of prison for the COVID-19. So we did hygiene bags, which consist of shampoo, soap, toothpaste, things of that nature. So that's one of the things, and those things are given away free through our nonprofit.
Right. And we have also been giving away clothing too, because some of these people come out, they don't have clothes to wear. So these are things that we do. We are generating funds not just to increase our net worth, but to help the community out too.
So I think that we've given you a lot how to be innovative.
Yes.
Ideals and examples of how to be innovative.
All right. So as far as leadership too, I think a good part of leadership is also developing other leaders.
Yes.
Because you want what things that you did and imparted into people, you want it to carry on. So I think a good thing that we do is just try to empower people in our organizations so they can go on and they can become leaders, you know, in their homes, their communities, or, you know, whatever they want to do.
So some of the skills of developing leadership, bring people out of their comfort zone.
Yeah.
So I want to.
We're good at doing that.
We're doing that. One good example is Esther. She's our chief operating officer. She was like, I'm not an entrepreneur, but we have brought her out of her comfort zone. She does consulting. She is a BHP, so she does consulting on that. She's you would eventually hear about our children line. We have a children line book that's coming out. So for her not to be an entrepreneur, we have brought her out of her comfort zone for us. We pushed her and drug her and snatched her up.
So then another thing we try to do, we give tasks, and then we kind of let them figure it out. We say, hey, you do this, and it's like, run with it. So we give them that empowerment to not just, you know, we give them the empowerment. Look, I told you about that communication, but we give them that the power to make the decisions on how things are done. Yeah. That right there helps develop leaders too.
Now, we don't leave them out there to hang out dry.
Oh, yeah.
We
sometimes.
You know, they sometimes. So they can come and ask us, but we try to give them minimum supervision so they can learn. Because I'm gonna tell you, the quickest way for somebody to learn is for them to do something wrong and then they have to be corrected. Because I tell you what, they won't do it again.
Right. Yeah.
So and then also, that falls into that.
I know.
Let people make mistakes. Not big mistakes. You let them make minor mistakes. And then the quickest way for them to learn, they'll learn from that because they'll have it in the back of their mind. I'm not going to do that again.
Yeah. So. Hey. And then we also try to give small tokens of appreciation. We do have a award during the month, BOYBB. So when we catch people being on their best behavior, we give them a little token of our appreciation, of them taking initiative, of being that leader that we are pushing them out to be. So, you know, these are things that we feel like are good leadership skills. These are things that we try to instill not only in ourselves and in our business, but also, you know, with the people around us and our children, you know, our family.
Yeah. So
these are things that you can try to implement in your daily life.
Yeah. So reward your employees and then put them on blast to the rest of the organization. Because guess what? Then the other people can see they're getting recognized. I want to be recognized. What do I need to do to be recognized?
Straighten your act up.
So that'll help the culture of your organization. That'll help to push your organization towards the culture. And I know you need to talk about that, a culture of your organization.
Yeah. So
because you don't want a bad culture of your organization, I'll tell you that much. Or an untrustworthy culture. Okay. Or hobbyist culture.
Okay, so as you know, make sure you watch the video,
yes.
You comment, share the video, yes. And subscribe. Like we always say, BOYBB, be on your best behavior. And in these days and times,